In the dim glow of a local book club, I first saw Gina, her fingers tracing the spine of a worn paperback, her silence a presence stronger than the room's chatter. At 45, I'd learned that love should be a refuge, not a weight, yet that's what I became to her, the woman I vowed to hold close. I'm Matthew, and this is the story of how our quiet bond unraveled, how trust crumbled under doubt, and how I found peace in letting go. When Gina began to drift, her eyes avoiding mine, I pressed for answers. She looked at me, her voice a whisper, "I just want to be alone for a while." I gave her that space, but it only widened the chasm between us. We met in that book club, our connection forged over warm paperbacks and long pauses. Both introverts, our conversations were never loud. Some meetings, we barely spoke, but I always noticed her, thoughtful, introspective, a soul who carried worlds within. Our friendship grew, then blossomed into love. I didn't know what to expect. We were both accustomed to solitude, and I wondered if two such quiet souls could last. But that's what made us work. There were no grand promises. We didn't try to change each other. If she needed quiet, I gave it. If I needed time to process, she understood. That accord drew me to her. Over time, we found a rhythm that worked. 3 years passed in that delicate dance. After those years, we married in a small ceremony with people who mattered. Looking back, I wonder if we grasped how much would change. When we moved in together after our autumn wedding, reality settled. We faced the task of sharing a space every day. As private souls, we'd found peace in each other's company while dating, our silences a warm embrace. But as husband and wife, that quiet took on a new weight. My life as a banker was a relentless march, tight hours, early mornings, late nights, deadlines. Gina, a freelance editor, moved to a different rhythm. Her days were fluid. She might edit a manuscript curled on the couch or lose an hour by the window. Our evenings found us in different states. I was drained, seeking solace, while she lingered in her stories. Yet we made it work. We talked through differences, learned when to give space and when to lean in. Our silences were a sanctuary. In those first months, I believed we were carving a rhythm to carry us forward. 3 years into our marriage, a shadow slipped into our home. Gina began to vanish, her footsteps fading by midday, her return marked by a silence that stung. Her phone buzzed, slicing our dinners, and when I asked about her day, she murmured, "It was fine," her eyes elsewhere. Her absences grew, her presence at home a ghost's. Once, I found her staring at an old book club photo, her fingers trembling, but she brushed off my concern. "No, I'm okay." I didn't press her, waiting for her to share, trusting she would. But she didn't. Weeks passed, and I stood at a distance, unable to reach her. I couldn't tell if she cared. My patience frayed. One evening, as she drifted through the door, I asked, "What's going on? You've been leaving constantly and barely talk to me. Is something wrong?" Her eyes stayed on the floor. "No, everything's fine." I pressed, "I know you. This isn't just in my head." She looked at me, resolute. "I need to be alone for a while." Her words hit hard. "Are you saying you want a break?" I asked. She shook her head. "No, I don't want to break up. I just need space to figure out how I'm feeling, without pressure." That moment shifted me. Her coldness had worn me thin, and now I chose distance. I stopped asking if she was okay, stopped waiting up, stopped wondering where she went. I gave her the space she craved, stepping back from the woman who'd been my world. Days bled into weeks, then a month. Our words dwindled to necessities. Did the rent go through? Your package came. We passed like strangers, our home hollow. At first, she seemed to accept the distance. But as spring bloomed, she lingered in the kitchen when I was there, her presence heavy. She'd open her mouth, then falter, retreating. One night, in the hallway, she paused. "You haven't asked how I've been in weeks," she said, her voice raw. I met her gaze. "You said you wanted to be alone. I'm respecting that." She nodded slowly, then walked away. A week later, her voice stopped me in the hallway, a tear-soaked sound. She was sobbing, speaking to a friend on the phone. My name came up, then another. "Her ex, I don't know what's wrong with me," she said. I reconnected with him. We didn't mean for it to go anywhere, but being around him made me question everything. I started wondering if I married the right man. My blood turned to ice, my knees buckling. I leaned against the wall, fumbling for my phone to record, needing proof of the betrayal I'd sensed in her secretive glances. She continued, "The more time I spent with him, the more it reminded me why that relationship never worked. He wanted to change me. He hasn't changed." A pause. That's when I saw it. I took Matthew for granted. He never asked me to be anyone else. He just let me be. Her voice broke. But now he's gone. He's here, but doesn't care. I can't reach him. Her friend's solutions meant nothing to me. She had to revisit a failed past to see my worth, shattering my trust. I stepped into the room, my phone heavy. "I heard everything," I said, my voice unyielding. "There's no salvaging this." Gina's face drained to ash, tears spilling, her hands trembling. "It didn't go anywhere," she pleaded. "I cut it off. It made me realize I want you." But her words were hollow. She had to lose me to remember why she chose me. She reached for my hand, but I stepped back. "I'm heartbroken, Gina," I said, my chest tight. "I can't trust you anymore." She sobbed, promising she'd do anything. But her pleas couldn't erase the truth. She left me alone in our marriage. Some wounds demand distance, not stitches. That was the beginning of the end. The days that followed were a fog. Gina tried to reach me, sometimes just my name, a desperate pause. Other times, apologies, rewording truths I'd heard. But I was done. That week, her tears filled the nights. On Monday, I entered the kitchen where she stood, pouring tea, her eyes hopeful. I handed her a manila envelope, divorce papers. She froze, tears spilling. "Are you sure?" she asked, trembling. She begged for therapy, promised anything. But therapy couldn't erase that phone call, couldn't unmake the moment I became her second choice. We agreed to separate. In the weeks that followed, Gina suggested counseling, sent texts, "Hope your day went well, I miss talking to you." I stopped responding. I'd given her my peace, my loyalty, and she'd made space for another. That was enough to break me. Months later, I returned to our book club, sitting alone where we once met. The rustle of pages brought a new quiet, not loss, but freedom. I realized love demands trust, not just in another but in oneself. Gina's doubt taught me I deserved a love that didn't need to wander to know my worth. Walking away wasn't just ending a marriage, it was choosing myself.